Isn't it wild? I mean, we're in this moment where suddenly building something from scratch feels, well, totally within reach for almost anyone.
It really does.
It used to be this whole complicated thing, right? Needing all sorts of gatekeepers and resources. Now it feels like the doors have just swung wide open.
It's fascinating. What we're seeing is this radical lowering of the barrier to entry for creators. I mean, it's a real democratization of, well, the ability to build.
Exactly. And that brings us to something we're calling vibe coding. Now, hang on. If you're picturing just like chaos, it's not quite that.
Right.
It's more a strategic way to use this incredible AI power to take those ideas buzzing in your head and turn them into real working tools and services, and fast. Like, think of it as your express lane to creating something.
And connecting this to the bigger picture, vibe coding, it's not really about striving for, perfect, super scalable architecture for every single little project right off the bat. It's much more about quickly checking if an idea works, getting something functional out there.
And that is precisely what we're diving into today. So consider this your ultimate guide, a chronological journey, hopefully inspiring, definitely motivational, showing you exactly how to harness AI. How to build your own stuff through this vibe coding approach. And look, don't worry if you're not like a hardcore coder. We're going to break down the how-to into really clear, actionable steps. Okay, let's unpack this.
So the very first step, well, like with anything you create, it's that initial raw idea, just the spark.
Yeah, the spark.
Could be a frustration you keep hitting, or, a flash of inspiration, or just a feeling that something could be better.
Right. And once that hits,
the
first thing you do isn't jumping straight into code. It's about smart prompting. We've actually found this really effective 4-step framework that works great for this crucial first stage. First, you just lay out your raw idea for the AI, plain English. Describe it.
That gives the AI the basic context, and what comes next is, well, it's key for refining that initial thought.
Step 2. You ask the AI what's unclear, risky, or missing. You're basically using the AI to play devil's advocate right from the get-go. Helps you spot weaknesses you might have missed.
Yeah, it's like proactively finding the potential bumps in the road early on. Things you might not see when you're just excited about the idea, like an AI stress test.
Totally. Then step 3, and this one's all about connection. You prompt the AI, make this resonate with, and then you name your target audience. And you feed it any info you have about them, understanding who you're building for. It's fundamental.
Oh, absolutely. Knowing your audience, it shapes everything, doesn't it? The features, the design, even how you talk about the thing. This step makes sure your idea actually has relevance, that it can, connect.
And finally, for that sort of expert level angle, you ask, what would a top expert in my field do here? This prompt, it's designed to push your thinking. Consider strategies you might not have thought of.
That last step can bring in a layer of sophistication, maybe, strategic thinking. It gets the AI suggesting best practices or clever solutions from the perspective of someone who really knows the space.
Okay, so you've gone through that. You've got a much clearer, more robust idea now, thanks to that prompting framework. What's the next move in this whole how to vibe code adventure?
Right, now we move into actually exploring and validating that idea. And guess what? AI is like an incredibly efficient research assistant here. Tools like Gemini, for instance, they can be really powerful for doing these deep dives on what's already out there. Existing solutions, potential competitors.
So it's like having the AI do the initial market research grunt work for you. You can ask it to analyze what exists, what features competitors have, how they, position themselves.
And it's not just about cataloging what others are doing. The real goal is understanding their strengths, their weaknesses, so you can find your unique angle.
Right. Where's the gap?
Exactly. Where can you differentiate? What needs aren't being met? I mean, historically, doing this kind of analysis, that took serious time and money. Now, one person can get pretty similar insights almost instantly.
It's wild. Okay, so once you have a decent lay of the land, it's time to really kick the tires on your own idea.
Right.
And for this, our sources suggest maybe using a different AI, like Claude, to rigorously question your concept.
Yeah, think of it like having a relentless but insightful sparring partner. You can prompt Claude to just hit you with tons of questions, really digging into the feasibility from like every possible angle.
So the AI is playing the tough interviewer, challenging your core assumptions, poking at potential weak spots, basically seeing if your idea holds water under pressure.
And that grilling, it's crucial.
Yeah.
If your idea can stand up to that kind of questioning, it's a pretty strong sign you're onto something good.
And if it survives, if it makes it through that gauntlet, then, okay, time to get a basic plan down, sort of on paper. Our sources recommend having the AI create a simple one-page product requirements document, a PRD. Think like Lean Startup Business Plan Light.
Yeah, exactly. This isn't about some massive 100-page binder at this point, not at all.
No way.
It's just about getting an initial outline, a high-level map of what you're aiming to build. The AI can help structure your thoughts and create that basic plan.
All right, so we've journeyed from a raw idea to a validated concept with a basic plan.
Okay.
Cool, now let's talk about making it look and feel good, the user interface.ui. And guess who can help?
Let me guess, AI.
You got it, AI again.
So this stage, it's about breaking the project down even further into smaller bits, specifically looking at the individual screens, how users will actually interact with them. And again, yeah, something like Claude can be super helpful here.
The idea is you get the AI to help you define each page or screen. Like, what info does the user see? What can they actually do on that screen?
It can even sketch out basic user flow diagrams, showing how someone clicks from A to B to C through your app. Helps you visualize the whole experience.
And once you have these descriptions, these AI-generated descriptions of your UI bits, you can take it to the next level with AI-powered UI generation tools. Platforms like v0.dev are mentioned here.
Right. These tools let you use plain English descriptions, the ones the AI just helped you write, as prompts to create actual functional UI code.
It's pretty amazing, actually.
You just describe what you want, and the AI generates the code for it.
And you can iterate, right? Like, tweak the prompt, regenerate, see how it looks, keep going until it feels right. It's a super visual and fast way to prototype.
So once you're reasonably happy with that AI-generated UI from, say, v0.dev, the next step in our How to Vibe Code journey is bringing that visual shell to life, adding the guts, the functionality.
That's right. You download the code these UI generators spit out. That gives you the skeleton, the visual building blocks.
And then, to start making it actually do stuff, our sources recommend having the AI generate a simple readme file first.
Okay. Why a readme?
It just provides a basic overview, instructions on how to get started with the code you just downloaded, a starting point.
Gotcha, like the instruction manual cover. But the real magic happens when you start wiring up the brains, right? The back-end logic, databases, all the behind-the-scenes stuff that makes it work.
Exactly. And this is where AI-powered code editors really shine. Things like Cursor or maybe VS Code with Copilot installed. These act as your AI coding buddies.
Your coding assistant.
Pretty much. They help you write the code for your app's functions.
So you can just describe in plain language, I need a function that does X, and the AI can suggest code. Or even just generate it.
Yeah, suggest it, generate it, help you refine it. It's like having a really patient, knowledgeable programmer sitting next to you, ready to help out.
Okay, this whole process we've laid out.
Yeah.
This really captures the heart of vibe coding, doesn't it? It's this pragmatic, efficient way to build using AI.
That's the core idea.
Yeah.
Vibe coding. Look, it might sound a bit casual, maybe, but fundamentally it's about prioritizing speed, getting a working app out quickly.
Right.
Without getting totally bogged down in like super complex architecture debates for every little side project or initial MVP.
The emphasis is on speed and validation. Get something functional out there fast, see if people actually like it. Then you can worry about refining and scaling if it takes off.
Exactly. And to make this whole vibe coding thing work smoothly, really effectively, our sources lay out some absolutely crucial practical tips. These are the real how-to gems.
Okay, let's hear them. The practical stuff.
First one, your technology choices, your tech stack.
Important.
The advice is pretty clear. Pick a mainstream tech stack. So for web apps, think something like Next.js, maybe paired with Supabase for the backend.
Okay.
For game development, maybe Unity or Unreal Engine. The reason is simple. These are super common. AI models have seen literally billions of lines of code written in them.
Makes sense. So the AI just understands them better.
Precisely. It's more familiar with the patterns, the common libraries, the typical ways of doing things. So it's better at understanding what you want, generating good code, and helping you fix things when they break.
Right. If you try to use some really niche or brand new framework, the AI might just get confused or spit out buggy code. More hassle than it's worth, maybe, for this approach.
Could be. Another key tip in our How to Vibe Code guide, Stick to that simple PRD we talked about, that one-pager.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Break your project down into small, manageable tasks. And this is important. Give the AI one task at a time.
Okay. Don't just say build the whole app.
Definitely not. Instead of asking for the entire user login system, break it down. First, implement the registration form. Get that working. Then, implement the actual login part. Then maybe password reset. Baby steps.
Baby steps. Catches errors early, avoids getting overwhelmed.
Exactly. Bugs can snowball fast.
Yeah.
Tackling them in these small chunks saves a ton of time and frustration down the line.
Okay, next up, in the How to Vibe Code manual, version control. This sounds maybe a bit technical, but seriously, it's your safety net. The strong recommendation, use Git.
Oh yeah, non-negotiable really.
Think of Git like a time machine for your code.
Perfect analogy. Because look, AI is amazing, but it's not perfect. It will generate code that's buggy or doesn't quite do what you wanted. Version control lets you just roll back. Go back to a version that worked.
It's like having infinite undo for your entire project. Absolutely essential if you want to experiment without fear and recover when the AI inevitably hiccups.
Another really valuable how to vibe code tip: give the AI working code samples for reference, especially if you're dealing with third-party libraries or external APIs.
Okay, so instead of just telling the AI, fetch data from this API.
Right, maybe first, write a tiny standalone piece of code that successfully fetches that data yourself. Make sure it works. Then, when you ask the AI to build the bigger feature using that API, give it your working snippet as context.
I see. So the AI has a concrete example of how to use that specific thing correctly.
Exactly. It dramatically cuts down on the chances of the AI guessing wrong about how the library or API works. It can save you hours of debugging weird integration problems.
Okay, that's clever. Now, what happens when you inevitably hit a wall? You're stuck in a debugging loop, errors keep popping up. What's the how to vibe code move then?
Right. So our sources have a clear strategy here when you're really stuck. Start a new chat with the AI, but with better info.
A new chat, not just keep hammering the old one.
Yeah, the thinking is sometimes the chat history gets so long and convoluted, the AI might get confused or stuck on earlier mistakes.
Okay.
The better approach is often fresh chat. Give it a clean, concise summary. Here's the problem. Here's what I expect to happen. Here's what I've already tried. And paste in the relevant error messages or code snippets.
Like giving it a fresh perspective. Clean slate, clear info can lead to a faster fix. Makes sense.
And finally, there's a sort of bonus tip, but it really underpins this whole vibe coding idea and our how-to guide. Learn the basics, the fundamental concepts of programming.
Yeah, you don't need to become like a Google-level engineer overnight.
Not at all.
But having that basic grasp of programming concepts makes you so much more effective as a vibe coder, right? You can guide the AI better, spot potential issues in the code it generates, understand the logic.
Absolutely. And honestly, vibe coding itself can be an amazing way to learn by doing. You're building real things, tackling real problems, you pick up practical skills as you go. It's like learning a language by just jumping into conversation.
Totally. And all of this, it brings us right back to that powerful idea we started with, this unprecedentedly permissionless moment we're living in. The ability to create, to build. It's just not restricted anymore to a tiny group with special training or deep pockets.
The barriers have truly tumbled down. You really don't need to navigate all the traditional gatekeepers or, raise a bunch of venture capital just to start bringing an idea to life.
Think about it. You don't necessarily need the fancy office or the big team of co-founders right away. What really matters now, according to our sources, consistency. Just keep chipping away at it. Taste, having a good sense for design and user experience, and, internet access and these AI tools.
Consistency, taste, and access. That's a powerful combo in this new landscape. Consistency in just showing up, working on your stuff. Taste in making things people actually enjoy using. And that access to the digital world and the AI power it holds.
And remember, the real learning, the tuition, as one source put it, it comes from shipping, putting your creations out there.
The shipping is the tuition. I like that.
Yeah. Momentum comes from starting small, getting something functional out, even if it's imperfect, and then iterating based on what you learn.
So just to recap our ultimate how to vibe code guide, we've gone from the raw idea, refining it with AI, validating it, designing the UI with AI tools, and then using AI assistants to actually build the functional app. And we covered those key practical tips. Choose mainstream tech, work in small steps, use Git religiously, give the AI working examples, and know when to start a fresh chat for debugging. Oh, and learn the basics as you go.
It genuinely feels like startup school is open 24/7 now. And enrollment, totally free.
It really does.
All it takes is you deciding, okay, I'm going to take that first step.
Yeah.
I'm going to start building something.
It's an extraordinary time, honestly, for anyone with an idea and that little bit of drive. With these AI tools just sitting there, waiting, the ability to make things real is closer than ever before.
So as you're listening to this, maybe you've got an idea percolating already. Just consider this. With these incredible tools, literally at your fingertips right now,
Yeah.
what problem are you now uniquely positioned to solve? Or maybe even more immediately.
Okay.
What are you going to ship this weekend?